You do not have to trust her to love her. That is a myth. Female haters want to fuck me.
Repeat after me. Flush your condoms.
And male haters want to beat me. It's that simple.
Wait a minute. You actually thought you were the only guy she was fucking?
But she told me she loved me.
Live from Philadelphia, your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 566th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red-pilled truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are brought to you by my new mini-course, First Date Do's and Don'ts. This course will teach you about the do's and don'ts of first date. You'll learn about the two biggest mistakes most men make when setting up first dates and how to avoid them. I'm also going to tell you I should always try to sleep with her on the first date. You will learn why girls are ghosting on you after the first date, how to be a gentleman without looking needy or thirsty, and first date preparation and logistics, which, as it happens, is often the difference between success and failure. First date do's and don'ts are some of the most important pillars of game, guys. A lot of guys miss out on easy sex because they're not aware of these things. Put this stuff into action if you want to start increasing your closing percentage with girls. Now, this is chapter 2 of the full course, How to Master the Game. So if you already have that entire course, you've already got this. So there's no need to get it. First Date Do's and Don'ts is now available on donovansharpe.com/courses or on patreon.com/donovansharpe. We are streaming live to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, VK, and OK.ru. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. It is Tuesday, March 3rd of 2020. It is good to have you in today. As most of you know, it is bowling night tonight. I actually broke out the new ball last week, and I shot a 643 series, right? I shot a 190, a 233, and a 220 for an average of a 214. So in the 4 league games, my average, I think, is right around 209, 210 with the new 16-pound ball, so things are certainly looking up on the lanes. I actually just got a new pair of bowling shoes as well. There you are. They're my new pair of bowling shoes. Got a little bit of flair. Got a little bit of flair to them. Needed to get me a new pair of bowling shoes. Those actually got here, I don't know, probably maybe 15 minutes ago. Real quick, before we get started here, I want to discuss this story that's kind of been circulating here the last 24 to 48 hours, is this story about a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy sharing photos of Kobe Bryant's dead body at the helicopter crash site. So apparently, according to reports, this dude was talking to a girl at a bar or club, or wherever the hell he was, and he was trying to impress her by showing her pictures of Kobe's dead body. And when I heard about this, it didn't really surprise me in the least, right? I mean, I shook my head, but I wasn't in disbelief because that's how things are these days, guys. Girls are so inundated with offers, both online and in real life, that guys are starting to get desperate to sort of stand out and grab their attention, right? Like standard PUA pickup game, that's just about dead because girls are now well aware of all of these techniques. I always say this, guys. Girls have the internet too. And there isn't a day that goes by where I don't come across some sort of video or blog post or Reddit post of some chick shutting down a guy because he was reciting lines from Neil Strauss or Tyler Durden or Paul Janka, you know, or whatever mainstream pickup artist book they bought. Now, at first, being nice didn't really do the trick, so men turned to pickup game, and that worked for a good long while. Well, fast forward, 10, 15 years, now that's useless. Pickup game is useless. So now that that's useless, dudes they're using more and more drastic techniques to get the attention of these ADD women out here. I call this attention dick disorder. We got dudes out here manufacturing false realities and putting them on social media. Yes, they rent Lamborghinis, they rent luxury Airbnbs, and they take pictures of this stuff to make girls think that that's their life. I've heard of dudes doing ridiculous stunts trying to impress girls. They Photoshop themselves with celebrities. I mean, the extent that men go to these days to impress girls is, I mean, guys, it's boundless. And some people might think that showing pictures of Kobe Bryant's dead body is extreme. And you're right, it is. But it's not surprising, guys. Girls are hard to talk to, and they're even harder to talk to. It's even harder to actually get their attention in public, especially in Los Angeles, which is a very, very difficult dating market to sort of crack and conquer. So guys, don't be the sheriff's deputy, okay? Listen, man, I know that girls are difficult to talk to, but there's no need to go to extremes like this, guys. Get your body right, dress better, learn game. You do those 3 things, man, and girls will actually be trying to impress you rather than the other way around. So now that public service announcement is complete, let's get right to it. A while back on the Redman group, when we were promoting the 22 convention, we had a caller who asked us why we were so focused on women. Now, obviously, he didn't really want the answer to that question because he was doing that. He was doing what passive-aggressive people do all the time when they're afraid to be straight up with people, which is to make a statement by asking a question, right? Instead of saying, well, I don't like Donovan's watch, what they'll do is they'll disingenuously ask, what is that monstrosity he has on his wrist? Another example would be someone asking me, what does your mother think about you not dating black women? When they actually mean to say, you should date black women because your mother is black. Any man who is afraid to make a bold statement and waters it down by asking it in the form of a question rather than just saying what he thinks, that's the kind of man who wonders why he's terrible with women, and that caller was just that. What he wanted to say was, hey guys, don't focus on women so much, they're not worth it. Now, that discussion, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, that's for another day and time. But something he said later on in that conversation is what really got my attention, and it's when he said, well, I date nothing but 9s and 10s. Every once in a while, every so often, I'll get a caller or I'll get someone in the chat, back when I used to let anybody chat, who claims he's king fucking dingling. He tells everyone he doesn't fuck anything but 9s and 10s. And 124% of these guys are full of shit. If they really were fucking nothing but 9s and 10s, they sure as shit wouldn't be in someone else's chat or calling into shows. And this is for one really very important reason. And that reason is that men who honestly do only fuck hot girls, they don't have time to be telling everybody that they fuck hot girls. Why? Because men like this are at the top of their game in every way. They're in great shape. They make great money. They're socially dominant. They're always busy doing something, building a business, working on a project, maybe on a rock climbing excursion or doing something outdoors. Yes, there are men who fuck nothing but 9s and 10s. They do exist. Let's not get that twisted. Okay, there aren't that many men who fuck only 9s and 10s relative to the number of men on the planet, but they're out there. But these men don't have time to be in a chat for 2 hours bragging about how hot his harem is. They don't have time to be calling some random podcast talking about how he only fucks hot girls. So the guy that called and said that, obviously, was full of shit. However, what I like to focus on are the men who say they only fuck hot girls who aren't your top 1%ers. The average Joes walking around here who are otherwise unimpressive in any way. They're a B- in looks, they're a B in money, B- in social skills and the way they dress, and of course their game level. The guys that make up the biggest, basically these guys, these average schlubs, these are the men that make up the biggest percentage of the pool of men available to women. These are the guys who wonder why 80% of women compete for the top 20% of men and have no idea that a man who is an A+ at one thing will date better looking women than a man who's a B- at everything. I've said that before. If a bottom 80%er, or the average guy for short, says, I only fuck 9s and 10s, he is either lying or he is paying. There's rarely a man who only fucks hot girls who isn't lying or paying. And that's the man with airtight game. Those in-betweeners, those are your top level players. Those are your Casanovas. Those are your master PUA pickup artist guys. But the average guy walking around who has no game, who claims he only fucks hot girls, is either an incel or he is a John. As in, he pays women for sex or he doesn't fuck women at all. Now, I want to be clear here, guys. I want to make this distinction. I will never judge any man for paying a woman for sex. Prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. Prostitution is the most authentic sexual relationship there is. The man isn't giving her money unless she gives him the booty, and she's not giving up the booty unless he pays her the money, right? Well, relationships are much the same way. In fact, I'd argue that they are the same thing. The only difference between relationships and prostitutional relationships is that there's more pomp and circumstance in the form of her being nice, feminine, maybe obedient, a good girlfriend or wife, right? On the man's side, he's the provider, he's the protector, he's the primary breadwinner. When it comes down to it, guys, no matter how much we like to think that our relationships with women aren't anything like the relationship between a hooker and a John, they absolutely are. Women base their romantic decisions primarily on a man's ability to take care of her financially. And we base our romantic decisions primarily on a woman's sexual attractiveness. There are no broke Johns, guys, and there are very few grossly unattractive prostitutes. Otherwise, the prostitution market would cease to exist. Now, the prostitution market happens to be under the umbrella of the sex trade industry. And what most men are grossly unaware about women here in 2020 is that a lot of super attractive women have worked, are working, or plan to work in the sex trade on some level. Now, when I say sex trade, I'm not just talking about strippers, escorts, call girls, porn stars, etc. Oh, no. I'm also talking about cam girls, Instagram models, girls who have YouTube channels where their body is the cash cow, the fitness YouTube channels, or, hey, watch me try on a bikini. All of these girls work in the sex trade, whether they know it, like it, or not. If a woman makes money with her body in a sexual way, whether sex is involved or not, that girl is a sex worker. There are no two ways about it, guys. And the hard truth about today's women, is that if they're an 8, a 9, or a 10, there's a pretty good chance that they are monetizing their beauty and their sexual attractiveness. You got 7s out here doing the same thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with women being in the sex trade, guys. There's nothing wrong with female sex workers. And I'm not being facetious here. I'm being 100% honest. We can talk all we want about how the quality of women has taken a nosedive over the last few decades, which is absolutely true. But believe it or not, gentlemen, not all women are meant to be in relationships. Not all women are meant to be wives or mothers. Some women are just born to work in the sex trade. And I'm not saying that to insult or besmirch these women, but it's true. There are some very attractive women out there who are absolutely legitimate nymphomaniacs. They cannot get enough sex. They have a hyper drive, they have a hyperspeed sex drive, and there isn't any one man who can keep up with her. There isn't one man who can keep her satisfied enough to just be sleeping with him and only him. And if they like sex so much, then why wouldn't she get paid for it, right? We always say that doing something you love for a living is a great life, and I happen to be living proof of that. Well, a nympho who has a lot of sex with a lot of different men may as well get paid for it. I'm not hating on that. There are some attractive women who genuinely enjoy giving men sexual pleasure. Yes, guys, these women exist. There are a lot of people who really find satisfaction in helping people in different ways, right? School teachers, nurses, doctors, lawyers. Guess what? There are some women out here, some super attractive women who absolutely enjoy helping men reach sexual satisfaction. To them, they're helping men. They're attractive. They're very generous in bed. They're not concerned with their satisfaction. They find satisfaction in satisfying men sexually. And if they love satisfying men sexually, they may as well get paid for it. Then there are some attractive women who don't have any skills, and the only way they can make a living is off of their sexual attractiveness. Well, shit, if you can't make money off of anything but your looks, use what the creator gave you and make a living. Again, nothing wrong with that. What men need to understand is that a woman's most valuable assets are her youth and her beauty. Yes, there are women who have other attributes and put them to good use in many different ways. But women know that youth and beauty are their two most valuable assets. We can hate on them all we want to, guys, but this is the way it's been since the dawn of time. Everything from housewives to prostitutes and all of the female sex workers in between they've always had to use their looks to get by as a matter of survival. Obviously, they use their looks in different ways and to varying degrees, but men pay top dollar to fuck the best looking prostitutes, and men of means want the best looking women to be their wives and girlfriends and bear their children. This is why women are so focused on the way they look, sex worker or not. Attractive women, stay with me here, guys. Attractive women who work in the sex trade are essentially cashing out early, which means they don't play the long game and marry young for a secure future. But they understand that sex sells, And sex with a beautiful woman is always for sale. Again, whether it's a prostitute, a porn star, or a wife, women trade their sexual attractiveness for some sort of currency, whether it's money, security, a good life, or all three if they marry young. Now, the price they pay, the price each of these women pay is also very different, even though they're all using the same currency, which is their sexual allure. And the price they pay is directly correlated with how quickly they realize a return in the form of money and resources. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. A trophy wife pays the lowest price so long as she marries young, right? What she has done is she has exchanged her most valuable assets, youth and beauty, for long-term security, for a life befitting a young, pretty woman. The trophy wife doesn't suffer mentally or physically because her lifestyle is sustainable long-term, which means that she doesn't suffer the physical drawbacks that women in the sex trade are subject to. Strippers pay a high price, but the transactions with strippers are strictly business. The man pays the money, she takes off her clothes, she rubs her tits in his face, she grinds on his junk, shows him a little cooch, and that's that. Now, the physical and psychological price she pays is substantial, but comparatively low compared to escorts, prostitutes, and porn stars, where sexual intercourse is actually involved. So in layman's terms, as far as the math goes, the more upfront money and resources an attractive woman gets, the higher the price she pays upfront. The trophy wife's payment is spread out over a long period of time because her return is paid back over a long period of time in the form of marriage or commitment. A stripper's payment is a little steeper up front because she realizes a little quicker return up front in the form of cash payment. Escorts, call girls, and porn stars' payments are very steep because they're actually having sex, but they get a very high return, and that return comes very quickly. So again, I reiterate, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a sex worker if you're a woman. I do not pass judgment on these women, guys. I don't point the finger at these women. I don't categorize them as morally bankrupt. They are simply doing what they're doing to make a living, either because they want to or because they have to. Sex workers get no shade from me. All of that said, I have absolutely zero tolerance for female sex workers who then complain that they can't find a relationship or a job because of their career choices. These women like to talk about how there's nothing wrong with what they're doing when they're doing it and that they're simply filling a market need and all the rest of that. And they're right, guys. But then they turn right around and complain about how terrible their lives are because of their time working as a sex worker. Former porn star Brie Olson comes right to mind. She actually used to date Charlie Sheen, if I'm not mistaken. A few years back, she was complaining that men don't want her and that companies won't hire her because she did porn. You can't have it both ways, Brie. You cannot enjoy the benefits of having sex with the most well-endowed men in the world and getting paid good money for it, but then expecting men who are aware of your porn career to just want to wife you up, much less be in a relationship with you. Now, there are many obvious reasons that men of value don't commit to former sex workers, but the one reason that doesn't really get as much attention are the economical reasons as it pertains to sex. Stay with me one more time, guys. A man is aware that a woman who's done porn or has worked as an escort or a prostitute, woman who has given her body to men in exchange for money, doesn't want to commit resources to her, guys. He'll certainly fuck her outside. He'll certainly fuck her, right? But outside of that, he's not committing anything else. And the economic reason is that she's already cashed out. She's already been paid. She's already gotten the maximum amount of money, resource, etc. that her prime youth and beauty could have gotten her. In other words, he's not going to give money or resources to a woman who's already cashed out. It doesn't make any fiscal sense. She's essentially double dipping. This is why high-value men are always hesitant to commit to banana gobblers. The more men she's with, the less she's worth, and women know this. They act like they're all surprised that nobody wants to buy the Lamborghini with 350,000 miles on it. Oh, they'll rent the Lamborghini for a day or two, but they're not buying that vehicle. They're not investing in something that's already been driven that much. They want the Lambo with 5 to 7 miles on it. In other words, the Lamborghini that's only been driven to make sure it runs properly. A lot of men would be very surprised, you guys included. You guys would be very surprised if they knew how many attractive women had done porn, amateur or otherwise. They'd be shocked if they found out that a woman that they were dating used to be a call girl, or an escort or did some sort of sex work. Now, it didn't used to be this way, but again, because in this day and age, more and more attractive women are monetizing their beauty in some way, shape, or form, this is commonplace. I talked about this way back in episode 37, entitled The Downsides of Dating 9s and 10s. Take a listen.
Number 4. Super hot girls often work in the sex trade. A lot of them are strippers, escorts, showgirls, etc. Now, what to do if you find out your girlfriend works in a particular sex trade? It really depends on their trade. If they're strippers or showgirls, then let's not kid ourselves here. We're talking about prostitution at the end of the day. We all know that strippers and girlfriends will sell their pussy on the side. They advertise themselves on stage, and then, they get with the dude at the bottom and, hey, how much for a night or whatever. That's just how it works sometimes. But if they're strippers or showgirls, they're a little less likely to be selling their pussies on the side than if they were actual call girls or escorts. Either way, if you find out your girl uses her body to make money, you need to keep her at arm's length and never get too serious with them. At that point, you just have to realize that if you're fucking her, it's just your turn at that point, and eventually she's going to move on to someone else.
When men who are unaware of this fact and find out that his girl used to be a sex worker, they are absolutely dumbfounded. You got a lot of guys out there dating extremely attractive women, the 9s and the 10s of the world, and they are always completely shocked when they find out they used to make their money using their body and sexual attractiveness, which leads me to today's Reddit post entitled, quote, "I just found out my girlfriend of 8 months used to do porn. Is this worth breaking up over?" Now, the reason why I've started breaking down Reddit posts lately is because Reddit posts represent real life, right? This isn't to say that people who write blog posts or people who do YouTube videos, this isn't to say that they're any less authentic or that it doesn't reflect real life, right? But people who are sort of in the public eye, people who have an online presence, they're very rarely completely they're very rarely completely transparent about their relationships, about their lives, et cetera, because obviously they don't want to get doxxed. Further, they're never, especially women, they're never completely upfront about their sexual exploits, right? Like a girl may talk about, hey, I'm so proud that I had an abortion, but she'll never say that that was her 4th abortion in the last 4 years. She'll only really acknowledge one abortion rather than acknowledging all 4 abortions. You guys get the idea, right? So, when people post on Reddit, they are under the cloak of anonymity. Being under the cloak of anonymity allows people to be completely truthful. Nobody knows who they are. All people know is their handle, their Reddit handle or screen name, whatever the case may be. And because they know, or they think they know, that whatever post they put on here, whatever their anonymous name is, they know that people are never ever going to find out who and where they were. For this reason, they're always completely and totally honest. So let's go ahead and break this bad boy down. I'm going to open up the phone lines here in just a few minutes and get you guys' thoughts on this. He says, quote, "Met my girlfriend 8 months ago through a mutual friend. Instantly hit it off. We get along very well. Said we loved each other. We aren't living together yet, but she spends at least 3 nights a week at my apartment. Good sex life, the magical feeling is still there. Our relationship has been great so far. Friday night, before we were about to go to sleep, she told me she had something to confess. She said she used to do porn for 3 years, from 19 to 22, having quit at least a year before she met me. She got into porn through one of her college friends and did it for 3 years, apparently for the money." Let me stop right there. Anytime a woman does porn, it's always for the money, guys. Right? Like, listen, I know I talked about the fact that there are women out there who actually genuinely love sex. They like sex, they love making people happy, etc., etc., etc. Pornography, that's another ballgame. You see, when you're an escort or a prostitute, people can't just look up what you've done online. Unless the guy has a camera phone or anything like that, even if he records it, he can't put it on a platform where it's going to actually stay there. It's going to get taken down unless, of course, he uploads it to Pornhub. But girls who are porn stars, girls who have done porn, girls who have been fucked on camera, that is next level. So I understand, dude, I totally understand why women keep this away from dudes. That being said, you got to pay the piper. You got to pay the piper. Women never, ever want to get fucked on camera for money. Dude, they'll hoe and they'll prostitute, they'll turn tricks on the side. They just don't want video documentation of said acts. Let's continue. I asked her what she did, and she responded with anal and gangbangs. I was angry and disgusted by this. I've wanted to try anal for at least a few months now, and she lied to me, saying she never did it and never wants to. Ay. So right off the bat, we already know that this guy is a raging beta male, right? The reason why we know he's a beta male is because she didn't give him her best sex. If a girl doesn't give you her best sex, if she doesn't suck your dick every time, if when you try to push your cock into her ass, she always runs or she just completely shuts down anal, guess what, guys? She doesn't like you or love you as much as she did somebody else. A woman who really, really likes you, a woman who truly, genuinely loves you is going to give you her best sex every time. No holes barred, guys. Every hole is available. You think when your girl is fucking Kevin and Sales in the parking lot, do you think that she turns him down for anal? Hell no. If Kevin and Sales wants to give her ass to mouth, then goddammit, she's going to let him give her ass to mouth because he's Kevin and fucking Sales. When Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player who may or may not live in a storage unit, if he wants a blowjob, guess what? She gets on her knees and she sucks him off. But this guy has wanted to try anal, at least for a few months, and she lied to him saying she never did it, never wants to. Girls do this all the time. I'm not that kind of girl anymore. My ex-wife Darcy did the same thing. I wanted to have anal sex with her. I wanted to have anal sex with her just like any other guy would want to with his wife. She used to tell me the same thing. Nope, I don't want to. I'm not that kind of girl. She actually claimed that she was raped by one of her ex-boyfriends. No, she just didn't. She just wasn't as sexually attracted to me as she was with other guys. That's why she didn't do it that much. She didn't suck my dick for 5 years. Let's continue. Being lied to, he says, pissed me off a lot. I was disgusted enough that she did porn, but to hear that she did gangbangs with multiple dudes sickened me further. I was angry, but I didn't raise my voice. I expressed how disgusted I was that she would get fucked by other guys for money and participate in gangbangs. She said I was overreacting, that her doing porn wasn't a big deal. She said it was in the past and irrelevant when I said I had the right to know something like this. I told her this might be a deal breaker, and she said I was being narrow-minded. She argued that porn was just a job for her and that there was nothing wrong with it. I asked her if she would be okay with her daughter doing porn. By the way, she doesn't have one. She said yes. It's just a job like any other career. We had a big argument after that. Guys, I've talked about one of the many ways that women like to win arguments. The one argument you should never make with a woman is put yourself in my shoes. What if the situation would reverse? How would you feel? 11 times out of 10, the girl would say, I'm okay with it. I'd be okay with it because I would trust you. Right? So if you saw your girl texting her ex, which she absolutely shouldn't be doing, but if you catch her texting her ex, you guys get in a big fight over it, and you tell her, well, how would you feel if I was texting my ex? In order to win the argument, she's going to say, well, I would be perfectly okay because I would trust you. That's exactly what this dude did here. Only he didn't reverse the situation. He said, well, if you had a daughter, would you be okay with her doing porn? At that point, he had her. But she wants to justify her decision by saying, yes, I absolutely would not mind if my daughter did porn. It's just a career, just like anything else. So he concludes, the argument made me realize that our values aren't compatible. I would never be okay with my child doing porn, yet she doesn't seem to see this as a big deal. I'm also upset she kept this from me for 8 months and lied about never doing anal. Is it worth, he asks, breaking up over? Well, the answer to that question is an emphatic yes. Of course it's worth breaking up over, right? Listen, if you find out that your girl did porn, of course that is a fireable offense. I've talked about this, again, this is probably an episode way back in the day, about are white girls tainted? Why are white girls seen to be tainted if their boyfriends, if their non-black boyfriends found out that they dated a black guy? The reason for that is because of the perceived stereotype of the static, alpha, big black cock, ripped, hulking black guy. That's the only reason, right? Well, porn is the same way. It doesn't matter that she did porn. It doesn't, dude, whether she was on porn getting fucked by white guys, black guys, Indian, it wouldn't matter. The point is that every one of those guys in porn has a bigger dick than he does. This is why, in fact, they do porn, right? Once you go black, it's not about race. It is about the perceived, stereotypical alpha type stuff. That's what that comes down to, guys. This is what that comes down to. Then she says, porn, it's not a big deal if she did porn. Really? If it wasn't that big a deal, sweetheart, then why did you not tell him that you did porn for 8 months? Right? It's the same thing with notch counts. Girls are always bitching and moaning about, oh, notch count doesn't matter, and it's not fair that guys who sleep around are praised and girls who sleep around are called sluts. It's the same thing. Sexual attraction is symmetrical, blah, 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 but then they reduce their notch count by a factor of 70. Right? I'm going to read the second post. There actually is an update to this. Pardon me. I'm going to read the second post. Give me 1 second here. Okay, it looks like the super chat is working. I was making sure that super chat works. Yeah, super chat works, guys. All right, so I'm going to read this second post, and I'm going to open up the phone lines to get you guys' thoughts on the updated, put the call-in number there. There we go. So, this was an update. And again, if you want to call in and give me your thoughts, 914-205-5356. Again, that's 914-205-5356. If you have a story, but maybe you found out your girlfriend did porn, maybe you heard that somebody had a girlfriend who did porn, maybe tell me your stories. Tell me your stories about girls that you knew, girls who were just regular average girls you found out did porn. Tell me your stories. So, his update is, I dumped her yesterday. He continues, I told her these were the reasons. Number one, I was upset she lied to me about never having anal sex before. This was him just being butthurt. No pun intended. Right? This was when she told him that she had never done anal before, then he found out that she did do anal. Right then and there, he knew in his mind that he was not sexually attractive enough to let him have anal sex with her. He knew this. That's why he's pissed. So much so that he lists this as one of the reasons. Reason number two, I didn't appreciate that she hid her porn career from me for 8 months. Negative, dude. If she had told you she had done porn, you wouldn't have committed to her in the first place. Like, don't sit here and try to pretend that, well, listen, had I known this a little bit sooner, I might feel differently. No. There is no feeling differently. I don't care if you did a porn. Dude, if I found out a girl even did amateur porn one time, she's out the door. It's not this, hey, Donovan, I'd love to commit, but there's just this one thing. I used to do porn. I did porn. Listen, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but I'm not committing to that hoe. Number three, he said I was grossed out by the fact that she participated in gangbangs. Listen, I certainly don't blame him for that. Right? If she was involved in gangbangs, dude, they probably skied it all in her. They probably gave her all sorts of facials. And gangbangs, there's triple penetration. So there's more anal for you. And number four, I was disgusted that she would have no problem with her child participating in porn, that she equates porn to any other job. Like I said about the first post, that's a lie. If this girl ever had a daughter, she would never knowingly allow her daughter to do porn. She would not be okay with her daughter doing porn. The reason why she said she'd be okay with her daughter doing porn is just so she could win the argument. It's so not a big deal, I would let my own daughter do porn. And if I don't think it's a big deal, then you shouldn't think it's a big deal. He continues, he said, we had a big difference in ethics and morals. She said I was being too judgmental and prudish, but I wasn't willing to hear her out. I do not respect porn stars, and I never will. If that makes me judgmental and prudish, I'm okay with that. Dumped her yesterday, and I haven't really felt any sadness or remorse. I'm considering telling her parents, in parentheses he says they like me well enough, about our porn career. I know almost everyone will jump down my throat for considering this. However, I feel if my child participated in porn, I would want to know instead of living in ignorant bliss. I probably won't actually do it, but I feel it's her parents' right to know about it. This is just him being butthurt. He wants to get back at her. He wants to get back at her for having hurt him, right? You hurt me by not giving me anal. You hurt me by selling yourself as this, as not necessarily a pure woman, but you hurt me because you're all used up. You've been in gangbang porn, but then you didn't let me do what I wanted to do. That's all that is. That's just him being butthurt. That's a very female characteristic. And, you know, listen, if he's the kind of guy who would actually think about calling up her parents, your kid does porn, your daughter did porn, then now we understand why she didn't let him fuck her in the ass, because he's just not man enough. He's just not man enough. That's just all there is to it. He says, I think, hold on. He says, I think a lot of responses will be saying that my ex dodged a bullet since apparently I'm a closed-minded asshole or whatever. I just wanted to give an update since some people said her doing porn wasn't a big deal, while others said her history was a deal breaker. How much do you want to bet that some people who said that her doing porn wasn't a big deal were women? And how much do you want to bet the people that said her history was a deal breaker were mostly men? Right? Every girl who probably, and I didn't read the comments. I don't give a shit about the comments. At least not yet. Any girl who says, well, listen, her doing porn is not a big deal. Get the hell out of here. They know damn well it's a big deal. And of course, men also know it's a big deal. Right at the end, he says, I have to say, I really didn't expect to be called such awful things. I knew Reddit would criticize me for entertaining the thought of telling her parents, but for fuck's sake, I got crucified. Yeah, you got crucified because that was a bitch move. You were absolutely positively thinking, like, that was a bitch move that you were thinking about. You should never ever tattle on a girl. Okay, so she hurt you, fair enough, but there's no need to twist the knife. You dumped her because you found out that she was a porn slut. That's bad enough. Just let her live that down. Okay. All right, we got some callers on the phone line. Before we get to area code 732, I'm going to shout out my chatters here, my premium members. Give me 2 seconds here. All right. Excellent. Where is the... There it is. Got it. Okay, perfect. All right. Big thanks or shout out goes to Tom Brokaw. Says, doesn't know what to do. You have to be shitting me. You're right. Ace and Spades is in the house. Falcon RS. Shout out to you. Legendary Proof. I Bramblebush. Howling Thunder 96. Good to see you in here as well. Pimped Out Geese. My man Big Al. I Bramblebush. Colonel Sanders the 16th. Says, gentlemen, it's time to learn about these hoes and why you're the prize. Real talk. Terrence B is in the house. Jonathan of Modern Life Dating, a.k.a. MLD, is in the house. Danny Arnold says, some of the absolute hottest females I remember when I was working as the front doorman at the strip clubs there. Sizzling, fucking hot, and unfortunately, complete damaged goods. Absolutely. The Elusive says, Rolo nailed it best. Go read Saving the Best and have your mind blown, guys. Absolutely. Pimped Out Geese says, speaking of P-stars, I grew up next to Autumn Hayes. I don't know who these porn stars are. She used to work at a Shell gas station behind our house. She started stripping. Then we found videos. Think she's retired now. Good stuff. All right. Let us go to the phone lines. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Let's go to area code 732. Area code 732. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Kevin from Brooklyn.
Kevin from Brooklyn. How you doing, man?
Good, man. I recently have been recently got into watching your stuff. I've been in the pickup community since I was about 17.
Okay.
And I've been recently starting to get into like the whole red pill stuff, which I think is so much better than just learning just like game.
Sure.
And just like seeing this shit, I'm besides myself right now. I really am. It's like, how can I trust these girls? I don't want to get married. I'm even considering getting a vasectomy, and I'm 23 years old.
Yeah. No, listen, I get it, man. And women, and what you have to understand, Kevin, and right now you're probably in a bit of the shock phase, right? Because you probably found this kind of content not too long ago. But I want to caution you here. It's not that we don't trust women. You should never trust women, period, right? But when people say, Donovan, do you trust Devin? No, my answer is I trust Devin to be a woman. And if you understand what women do and what their motivations are, why they do what they do, you tend to handle them a lot better. Listen, like I said in the intro, you don't have to trust a woman to love a woman. I love Devin very much. I don't trust her as far as I can fucking throw her.
Got it.
Well, thanks for the call, Kevin in Brooklyn. It's always, listen, man, the red pill awakening is always a very rude awakening. Potential to be. Area code 407. Area code 407. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
What's going on, my man? This is Ron from Chicago.
Ron in Chicago. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, my man. Hey, yo, so with this topic, man, it's very funny, bro, because it brings up there's two things that come to my mind with this. So everyone knows about, Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
That's what comes to my mind because she's actually doing interviews and shit now. I can't remember what website it was on. I think it was like Kumandi Online or some shit like that, where she's now, complaining and like bitching because she's like, oh, I feel every guy sees through my clothes now. I have no privacy to my body. Pretty much she's on like a mission to change the narrative, quote unquote, about porn stars and porn. It's fucking hilarious, man. And I looked up the article. I have the link. It's ridiculous, man. But my personal story with it, I have a homeboy. So he had we were in college. It was pretty much college outside of this suburb of Chicago.
Okay.
So he had a little girl. He had a little girl thing that he was actually about to commit to. Turns out a week later, after he actually made it official with the girl, he was on X videos, the infamous porn site X videos, and he sees his girlfriend on there.
Wow.
Oh man, it was ridiculous. And I told him, though, dude, I was like, look, this is immediate grounds.
Gotta
No
go.
justification for shit.
Nope, don't give a shit.
Immediate grounds to leave, bro.
Gotta go.
Immediate.
Yeah. Listen,
man.
And here's the thing,
it was
man.
just ridiculous.
Here's the thing, Ron. I don't give a shit
brother.
why she did it. I did it for money. I need it for money. Listen, I believe you, right? I believe you. I'm not gonna hate on what you had to do. We've all had to have jobs that we didn't necessarily want, but we absolutely needed. But guess what? Like porn, that is the deal breaker of all deal breakers. Like you can't and again,
exactly.
with regards to this Mia Khalifa thing, there's nothing she can do to change the narrative, right? Again, you can't.
It's hilarious when I think about it.
You can't get fucked on camera for all the world to see, but then complain that you don't have any privacy with your body, bitch. You did porn. As soon as you get fucked on camera, you are literally signing a waiver. Everyone that I will ever see will know what every inch of my body on the inside and the outside will look like for the rest of my life. That's the price you pay. That's the price you pay for being a porn star as a woman. I'll give you the last word, Ron.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. It's ridiculous. It's like what you said and what everyone says. Accountability goes a long way, bro. And these girls don't want to take accountability for that shit, man.
No, never.
I told my homeboy, like, leave her immediately. He kind of did like what the guy in the article was doing. Oh, should I leave? Like pity foot and pussyfooting around.
Get the fuck out of
But
here.
I told him, bro, like there's no justification for that. And by you listening to her bullshit on manipulation on how to stay with her, and, you know, it shows simp behavior. You feel me?
Yep, that's exactly right, man.
But you
Well, thanks for the call, Ron. I appreciate you calling the show. Yeah, man. Like, dude, just like Ron said, if you find out that your girl, dude, like you just, oh my God, like if your girl did porn, it is on the internet and it's going to be there forever. It's never going away. And girls know this. This is why girls don't broadcast that they used to do porn or that they did a porn. They know it's wrong. They know how men would react. Big thanks goes out to Merciless6 with the $5 super chat. He says, in your opinion, true or false, there are some hot chicks that are not on social media. I can't count Devin. Devin's listen, I appreciate that, Merciless6, but Devin's not hot. Devin's not hot. I would probably, honestly, man, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give Dev, I'd give her like I would 6.5, 7 on a good day, right? Like, listen, I'm not the guy who's going to say, oh, my girlfriend's hot. Now, listen, Devin she has an unbelievable body. You guys all know that she has an awesome body. Dude, you know, honestly, her body is an 8. Her face is a 6. I guess that puts her at a 7, right? She's 36 years old, so she has to take a hit for that. She's 36, not 26. Put her to 6.5. So, body is an 8. Face is a 6, right? For an average of 7, take off a half point because she's over the age of 30. 6.5. 6.5. And, oh, by the way, if you guys have watched my video, sexual market value versus relationship market value, you're going to have to understand, and every guy wants and dreams, and area code 512, I'm going to come to you in just a second. What men have to understand is that, yes, we all dream of being, when we're all younger, when we're teenagers, we all dream of being married, having a family, and we all want our wives to be hot. Of course we want our wives to be hot because, you know, we want our wives to be hot. We want to be feverishly sexually attracted to the women that we are committed to. But you need to understand that in this day and age, if you want a girl who has high relationship market value, you're going to have to give up some SMV. Okay? You're going to have to give up some sexual market value. Listen, do not, 8s, 9s, and 10s, gentlemen, those women are not suitable for long-term relationships. Not now, they're not. 15, 20 years ago, they were, because there wasn't social media. They didn't get hit in the face with dicks all the time. See, super attractive women have always had plenty of options. But with the advent of the smartphone, now women are aware of all of their options, right? Any woman in any part of the world can hook up with any man in any part of the world just by using their smartphone. And because of this, 8s, 9s, and 10s belong to the game. 8s, 9s, and 10s are always going to be on the search for that super high value guy. They're going to jump on that golden cock carousel. 8s, 9s, and 10s are not to say that it's impossible to tame them or to train them, but dude, 6s and 7s, that's the sweet spot if you're looking for a potential long-term relationship. If you're looking for a potential long-term relationship, if you want to date an 8, that's fine. Just understand it's going to be very, very difficult keeping her in line. Not impossible, but very, very difficult. You have to have the game and the patience, right? And don't let, and some guys out there would say, well, listen, I'm not going to compromise at all. If you want a hot girlfriend or wife, then goddamn it, you go out and get one. And they would be right. But what they're not telling you is that 8s, 9s, and 10s, it takes a lot more patience, takes a lot more discipline, takes a lot more game, and it takes a firmer hand to keep those bitches in line. There are some men who have the capabilities of doing that, but they might not have the patience. There are some men who have the patience to keep these women in line, might not have the game. You got to have the game and the patience, and you have to have the consistency. If you are willing to do these things and learn the game necessary to keep an 8, a 9, or a 10 in line, hey, congratulations, you are one of the lucky few. But for the rest of us, no, man. A 6 or a 7, that's the sweet spot. So when you get into your 30s, listen, fuck 8s, 9s, and 10s when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, early 40s. But when you're looking to settle down, guys, listen, you can try to wife up. You can try to get into a relationship with an 8, a 9, or a 10. You're going to find it very, very difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult. If you want a woman who's going to listen, If you want a woman who's going to treat you well, if you want a woman who's actually going to try in bed, 6s and 7s are the sweet spots, guys. Guys, I have fucked countless 8s, 9s, and 10s. And I'm here to tell you right now, on average, the sex with 6s and 7s is a lot better than with 9s and 10s. This is just how it is. 9s and 10s, all they have to do is show up to elicit a positive sexual response because they're 9s and 10s. 6s and 7s, they're a little bit SMV deficient. So they do a little more to sort of make up for that sexual market deficiency. Blowjobs, they let you do anal. They let you have sex with them more than once in a day. That's how this works. Not to say that there aren't 9s and 10s who will suck the color off your dick or that'll let you fuck him 5 times in one day, but there aren't a lot of them out there. And if there are, you have to be super high value to elicit this desire from them. This is how it is. This is how it is. All right, let's go to area code 912. Area code 912. You're on live with Donovan. I'm sorry, 512. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is David. I miss the pirate brain in the chat most of the time.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? How you
How
doing,
you
man?
doing?
Good.
I'm hanging in there. Yeah, when I heard that article you were explaining, I felt like he should have just kept his mouth shut and fucked her in the ass. Because that was, if he wanted to fuck her in the ass, that was the time.
That was it. That was it. That was the time because then he's
the
upset. Well, you never let me
Uh-huh.
do anal sex, dude. In order to keep him around, in her mind, she'll be like, you know what? Let me give him anal sex so he'll stay with me. That's actually a good point.
Exactly. And then, a couple of days or a week later, after some time had passed, she had time to wash her ass. Then he should have said, hey, look, I'm done. I can't deal with this. And then don't give her any explanation because, he was acting butthurt, like you said.
Yep.
I had a woman one time that told me she did porn, and I just let her go, man. I just had to let her go.
Yeah, right.
And it is what it is. Some women you'd be surprised how many women have porn or either escorting. I think most women that are close to the age of 30 or something, when you meet them, have done some form of escort service.
Yes. Most women, most attractive, super attractive women, thanks for the call, Mr. Pirate Brain. He's 100% right. Most extremely attractive women under the age of 30 have worked in the sex trade on some level. And listen, they don't necessarily have to be an escort or a stripper or even a prostitute or a porn star. No, man. Dude, cam girls, Instagram models. I think they have these channels now where they put their Cash App. Like, you send me $5 in Cash App, I'll show you a nipple. Every woman, dude, I'm telling you, most women, most super attractive women under the age of 30 has profited strictly off of their sexual allure. I'm telling you guys, it happens. It absolutely happens. To answer Merciless Six's question, because I got off on kind of a tangent, he says, are there some hot chicks that are not on social media? No. If a girl is hot, she's on social media. And this is regardless of whether she's a westernized woman, Nope. All super attractive women, all 8s, 9s, and 10s are on social media. This is the way it is today. That's how this works. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 754. Area code 754, you're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Area code 754, are you there? Area code 754 going once. Area code 754 going twice. And area code 754 is gone. All right, let us go to area code 347. Area code 347, you're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's good, Donovan? It's good. It's me, Jay, from New York, man.
Jay in New York,
How's it
what's up,
going,
brother?
man?
How you doing?
I'm fine, brother, man. Definitely. Oh, man. You're going to be real shocked to hear this. When I was saying the fourth reason, when he was throwing back, would you let your daughter do porn?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Shocking thing is, some porn stars actually have kids that done porn. And stuff. Like,
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you're familiar with some of their names, but I remember a porn star by the name of Isla Fox.
Okay.
And her mother was a porn star. That's how she got into porn. And another one named Ryan Connor. Her daughter did some porn movies.
Damn, dude, hoes raise hoes, right? We say single mothers raise single mothers. I guess
I
porn
mean,
stars raise porn
not
stars.
not her mother, her daughter. Ryan
Okay.
Con's the porn star, but she still do porn and escorting. But her daughter did some porn.
Wow.
So yeah, it's on the family and stuff like that. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like some dudes will wife up a porn star.
Man, I'm telling
And
you,
stuff
it
like that.
happens. It
For most-
happens.
Exactly. And for majority of those reasons, and some of them still doing porn, either they just into the open lifestyle, like, you know, they might be some sort of a swinger
Yeah.
or a cuckold,
Yeah.
or, you know, they want to wind up doing some porn movies with the porn star they wiped up.
Wow.
Why they girls are still going to go out and do porn. Either they're not going to do porn with other male stars, but they will do with their significant other. Well, except and the other porn star they're going to do with is other females and shit.
You know, that's
And they, but
interesting.
they still be escorting.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's
No,
interesting?
I'm finished.
Yeah. What's interesting and things. Well, let me actually get your opinion on this, Jay. Is
Yeah.
and you said something very interesting. Some girls do porn with their boyfriends, right? Like some girls have like these big boyfriends and husbands, and they get off on the whole voyeuristic. Hey, I'm gonna get fucked by my boyfriend, and I'm gonna put it on camera. Dude, back when I had a porn addiction, this is like 5-6 years ago, dude, used to see girls fucking their boyfriends on porn all the time. What are your thoughts on that? So what if a girl says to you, hey, listen, I did porn, but I didn't have sex with porn stars. It was actually just my boyfriend. What would you think about that?
But, like, you know, I was like, no difference. Like, you just did
I
it to
agree.
yourself.
I
And
agree.
shit.
Porn is porn. I don't give a shit. Oh, he left. Area code 347 dropped. Motherfucker. That was a good call. Jay, call back, man. Call back. That was a good conversation, man. Very good conversation. Okay, let us go back to the phone lines. Oh, wait a minute. Area code 202. Wait a minute. Sit tight. Sit tight. I Bramblebush with the $2. I Bramblebush with the $5 super chat says super chat is working today. Okay, very good. Very good. All right, so super chat's working. It's working fine. Had a little bit of trouble with it yesterday. All right, let's go to area code 202. Area code 202. You're on live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, brother Sharpe? This is Charles calling from Adelphi, Maryland, man. How you been, bro?
Doing good, man.
Good. Yeah, man, I got a story. A buddy of mine, he was dating this chick that actually went to a school, University of Maryland.
Okay.
And, come to find out, like, she was doing, like, voyeurism videos on the side and stuff. And how I found out was I went to I think it's xnxx.com, clicked on one of the links, and then she popped up. Like, she was doing, like, gagging and stuff and, like,
damn,
like this torture shit, like all this crazy stuff she was doing. And, like, I wanted to tell him, but I just had to show him. So one day I just shot him a text. I'm like, hey, bro, look at this.
Check it out.
And I, like, sent the link through the phone, and he's like, who is this chick? I'm like, yo, that's your girl, bro. Like, that's your fucking girl. Like, he could have recognized her. So I met up with him that night. I'm like, bro, look at it closely. Is this not your girl? And, like, he started, like, crying and everything like that. And, like, I felt really bad for him because, he really loved this person,
Sure.
and, like, all of us have been there where, we find one person, like, we put our all into it and stuff. We said we do all this shit, not, understanding the red pill. You know what I mean? So finally he came to terms with it, and, he dumped her, and he said that was, like, the best decision he made, simply because it's like, yo, he felt embarrassed seeing her online. It's like,
yeah, there's some shame that comes with that,
he considers himself, like, high value in a sense. Like, he has a good job. He always puts his family first. This guy, like, you would think he's like kind of red pill aware, but there's some things that he still needs to work on.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Let me stop you right there, Charles.
He felt very embarrassed. Yeah,
Charles,
he felt very embarrassed because
Charles,
he doesn't represent that.
Charles, let me stop you right there. You don't have to be red pill aware to feel embarrassed that your girlfriend used to do porn. That, to me, that's just basic.
Right.
That's just basic male instinct. Even if the red pill never existed and he finds out that his girl did porn, no, like, that's not okay with any man. I don't give a shit. The only men who would be okay that their wives or girlfriends did porn are low value men. I'll give you this. I'll give you the last word, Charles.
No, you're right. And, I didn't mean to say like, red pill aware to be okay with it, but
Sure.
you would think that like, based on his values and just how he, conducts himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, it was just sad to see that because, there's a lot of men like us out there that, work hard. We strive to be the best that we can be.
Yep.
And then you find shit like that. It's better for a chick to be upfront and honest, but you're not going to get that these days because you have these women that are going out there trying to, get their goods, get their resources, lock their shit up. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, not only that, Charles.
Bad.
Not only that, Charles, and thanks for the call. The girls want it both ways. They want it both ways. Listen, you can't have it both ways, ladies. I say this all the time, man. If you want to sleep around, fine. Like, no one is telling girls that they shouldn't sleep around. If you want to do porn, great. If you want to be a stripper, fine. But there's a price to be paid for that. You can't do porn and then expect to marry a man of means or a man of high value. Like, that's just how this goes. You can't go out, you can't make a living getting fucked by 9 and 10-inch cocks and then expect a man to be okay with that. No. That's never ever going to be okay with a man. Never ever going to be okay with that. All right, let me I Bramblebush with another $5 super chat says he should have treated her like shit and blackmailed her. He would tell He would tell her parents abused and treated her like a slut. She would have loved it. Yeah, right? Exactly. And then as soon as he let off the gas and pretended to be a nice and turned back into a nice guy, then she'd cheat on him. And then, well, my last boyfriend blackmailed me. That's how women do that. Actually quite amusing. All right, let's go back to Jay in New York. Jay, yeah, you dropped off last time. So let me get so we were talking about last time about if...
What's up, brother?
Not too much.
I cut off and stuff. Yeah,
no, it's okay. So when
but
we last...
go
ahead.
No. We was asking the question, so I got cut off. Yeah.
No. That's what I was saying. Is that we
remember the
yeah, go ahead.
with the boyfriend part, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You was asking, right?
Yeah, doing porn with their significant other. Like, seriously, like she shows you, hey, listen, here's the porn, right? You see what the guy looks like. Guess what? Look, this is me and him on Facebook. It's the same guy. You're still not okay with that.
Let me put it this way. The only way I'll be okay with it is the fact that I want to do porn.
Straight up.
Don't give a
That's
shit.
All right.
We both making money fucking. We gonna fuck other chicks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Together, fuck.
Hey,
That's
man.
the only way I wouldn't give a shit because I want to be a porn star. But other than that, or unless I want to be the swinger or open relationship.
Right.
Other than that, nah.
Hell no, I ain't doing that.
You're
I ain't
just
doing that.
somebody.
Jay in New York, appreciate the call, man. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, porn is porn, right? Porn is porn. I don't care. And I don't even care, and don't come at me with, well, Donovan, what if you found out she only did lesbian porn? Guys, if she did lesbian porn, she did hetero porn. Like, let's not get that twisted. Let's go back to the phone lines here. Let's go to area code 708. Area code 708, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Area code 708.
Hello?
Yes, area code 708. You're on the air.
Oh, wow. Hey, my name's William, and I'm from Chicago. This is my first time calling.
Okay. What's up, William in Chicago?
I actually have a story that is porn related, back from when I was a young blue-pilled lad.
Okay.
So there was this girl I was pushing on, and her boyfriend, both to her knowledge and against her knowledge, was recording her when they was fucking or whatever.
Uh-oh.
And she had found out, and she was freaking out and everything. You know, I'm the shoulder to cry on and everything, so I'm getting every single detail about this.
Right.
I was like, wow, this dude got you on Pornhub, X videos, and foreign sites across the sea. From just selling it to his friend or whatever. She found out through a mutual of ours. But it was insane because it was just her face is in it. It's not like just like ass and dick. It's like her whole face is in it.
Right.
Fucked up teeth and everything. And so they break up. And what makes the whole porn thing worse is that this guy also recorded himself fucking one of his friends in her bed, and another friend of hers that was sucking his dick in his car, literally right outside her job.
Bruh, this dude is okay. So her ex-boyfriend is a porn star. That's what that is. He's a porn star. God
Basically,
damn.
that's all he wanted to be. He even had a secret Twitter account for that whole thing.
Oh shit!
It's insane.
God damn.
So,
dude,
like, eventually, also maybe about 4 months later, they got it all taken down.
Okay.
From like the internet or whatever.
Okay.
But you can still see the thumbnails, and it's like it's too late. Everyone knows now. And anyone who's seen it knows now. And to make the whole thing funny, like what makes me laugh about it now, because I'm cynical like that, is that they get back together.
What? She got back together with him?
She got back with him. I'm like, for real?
So let me get this straight, William. So he records this chick. He records this chick fucking her, right? He fucks this chick, gets it on camera. He puts it on Pornhub, and she gets back with the dude.
Yeah.
See,
it's like he freaked out for nothing. Then.
Yeah.
You just gonna forgive him.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. This is the thing, is that this is what Rollo always says: women make rules for betas and break them for alphas. This guy was obviously an alpha male. Obviously, he had a big dick. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing amateur porn. She ended up going back to him. That's just what that is. Listen, dude, there are men who have done worse than actually record themselves getting fucked on camera. Nope. Not even recording her and putting it on Pornhub was enough. And thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, William in Chicago. That wasn't even enough. Like, recording her having sex with him and putting it on the internet was not enough to keep her away. This is how women are, guys. And, dude, what did I say yesterday? I talked about this for 10 minutes. The better you treat women, the worse they treat you. The worse you treat women, the better they treat you. This dude made a porn without her consent, put it online. If I'm a girl, that's grounds for dismissal. Nope. She went and got right back with him. That's proof. That's proof. There's no other proof that you need that you cannot treat women. You cannot treat today's women well. This dude went and put a video of her getting fucked online, got back with the dude. Bitches, man. Bitches. Area code 904. You're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Donovan? This is Will. That's from Jacksonville. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Will? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you? I called in yesterday. Gave some,
yep, I remember who you are. Yep.
About the Meghan Markle situation.
Ah, good stuff. So what's up, man?
Yeah, man. It's all about accountability at the end of the day, man. These bitches don't want to take accountability for their actions and shit. Right. So the problem is, they come out with these situations where they get 40 years later, like the Cosby shit, now all of a sudden they want to break bad.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Things they did in the past doesn't count anymore as bullshit. Who I really feel sorry for, think about this, and one that thinks about this, are the husbands of these bitches. Imagine you want to see you 4 years from now, and I got support fucked by Cosby back in the fucking 60s. You had no idea about this shit, and you go to the country club, and all these guys are just laughing at your ass.
There you go, man. See, that's the thing, man, is that...
No one even talks about that shit, bro.
Well, listen, man, the thing, and thanks for the call, Will. That's the thing with these dudes, man. The dudes that actually get back with these women, and I Bush says he went back to the porn star. No. Who Will, I Bush, who Will was talking about it, he was talking about a dude who fucked his girl, recorded it, and then he put it on Pornhub. She gets mad and all that other kind of stuff, or whatever website he put it on. She gets mad, they break up, and then she got back with him later. So even though he recorded her having sex with him and put it on a porn site without her permission, she ended up getting back with him. Unbelievable, man. All right, caller, you are calling from overseas. You're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Donovan, it's MT2 here.
MT2, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I was just sitting in my house, and I heard you. I saw the video you were doing, and I saw the title, and I had to call. So I wanted to point out a couple of things. So,
okay.
First of all, I come from a traditional country still, and where families are still respected here, and people still get married, and they have pretty much happy marriages. So I was thinking, if I went to my mother with a girl like this and presented it to her, and I was like,
dude.
On the side, I was like, when she was not hearing, I was like, yeah, well, she did porn. I would be probably disowned and dead by now.
Yep.
because that's like a fucking disgrace. Like that's the ultimate disgrace you can do to a family here.
Dude.
Second of all, regarding like the boyfriend that did porn with his girlfriend, I mean, I kind of did that with my current girl, but
Nice.
It was like I was fucking her one night and she stopped and said, "Look, I like the way you fuck me so much. I want to see it." I was like, "What are you
All
talking
right,
about?
cool.
Just film it for a minute. I want to see it." So I filmed it, remained private. She deleted it afterwards.
Sure.
Like it was on her phone, and I saw her delete it. And I was like, I thought, if she has a second boyfriend, if I break up with her, he'll never know that it would. I would see it as low key doing porn.
Hey, that's what that is. Listen, just because you don't publish it on a website does not mean that wasn't porn. Listen, MT2, there are a lot of people who have done porn that's never seen the light of day. That doesn't mean that they still didn't do porn. And listen, I'll tell you a story before I let you finish. This was years ago when Devin and I first started dating. She gave me access to her home security system, right? Well, one night we actually fucked on her couch. I wasn't even thinking about it, dude. I got it because I was going out of town for something like 2 nights later. I got on the plane. She sends me she sends me the backed up video of me fucking her on camera. There it is, right there, the fucking security camera. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, yeah. And dude, she laughed at a good time. I was like, oh, you sent it to the wrong person. She's like, no, don't post it. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna post that shit. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, but like, look, in my case or your case, it's fine because I'm the one fucking her. You're the one fucking your girlfriend.
That's right.
But I mean, I told my girlfriend, and I was actually in bed with her one night, like a couple of months ago, and I was like, if I ever break up with you, your next boyfriend will not do to you 10% of what I did to you. And she started laughing, and she was like, yeah, probably right.
Yep, that's all right. That's all right.
And yeah, regarding the original article, because I wanted to say something on this. I mean, this should have been a done deal from the first, like from the moment he heard that she did porn. Like you said, it was a fucking bitch move. Like if you really were a man, you just gotta let it go.
Yeah, let that shit go,
My dad told
dude.
me once, I believe. Yeah, like my dad told me once. Look, in life as a man, you gotta really minimize emotional investments, like bad investments. Like you should, if a girl breaks up with you, just let it go fast. You know.
Listen,
but
man.
I wanted to. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what guys need to understand is that, dude, there are going to be girls who fucking get over on you. So many guys are caught up in revenge. Well, she got me, so I'm going to get back at her. Guys, listen, charge it to the game. It's actually in my course, How to Master the Game. 5 things men need to charge to the game. And a girl getting over on you, charge it to the game, man. You're not the first guy she's got, and you're not going to be the last. Listen, I've been got by more girls than I have got. I talk about how I've cheated on this girl and that girl. Dude, I've been cheated on more times than I have cheated. This is just how it is, man.
Yeah, true. And I believe like getting revenge on a woman is like hitting a child. It's like I wouldn't do it because I'm like I know I'm the superior, like not being here, but like I should be more knowledgeable of that, and I believe getting revenge on a girl that cheated on me is just like a bitch move.
Not only that, MT2, she's a woman, so eventually she's gonna get hers, and it's not because of karma. It's because women are inherently self-destructive, right? At some point down the line, she is going to. Not only is she going to run smack dab into the wall, she's going to do something, say something, involve herself in something that's going to fuck her whole life up. It's inevitable. A lot of guys like to say, well, what goes around comes around. No. Even if a girl never fucked over a guy a day in her life, her self-destructive tendencies make it inevitable that she is going to what? Self-destruct. If you happen to be there when she does it, great. But it's not on you to exact that revenge. I'll give you the last word.
Exactly. Can I just quickly, because I remember, can I see one more story? It's gonna be quick.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So when I was in 10th grade or so, I had a new colleague come in. It was a girl. And believe me, she was like fucking hot. She had curly hair. She was blonde, big ass, big lips. It was the most beautiful lips I've ever seen. And we hit it off, and I hit it off with her. But one thing that turned me off to her was that she was fucking dumb as a bat. Like, she was dumb as a rock. She couldn't like glue 2 sentences together. Yeah. And I hooked up with her for a couple of times, like 2 weeks or so. We're in a relationship for like 2 or 3 weeks. I fucked her a couple of times, and I did some fucked up shit to her. I fucked her in the ass and shit, and she like kind of loved me, but I dumped her because she was too dumb. Fast forward 1 year later, a colleague of mine, a classmate, whatever, gets with her, and he's way more fucking extreme than I am. He did a lot of fucking shit to her, and we talked about this a couple of times.
You guys are escort brothers.
Fast forward 2 months ago, I see a post on Facebook. Out of all the fucking fucked up things me and him did to her, she fucking got married. Like, she was proposed to, 2 months ago by a guy. He's oblivious. He doesn't even fucking know.
Nope, they never know.
Was in her past.
They never ever know, man. And thanks for the call, MT2. MT2 is definitely he's been a guy calling my show since he was 19. He's probably like 21, 22 now. You will never ever ever know what your girl did before she met you, guys. You never ever will, man. Like, you're just gonna have to. And again, this is a very tough pill for most men to swallow, but you gotta swallow this pill. This is what makes you impenetrable. Dude, listen, I don't know all that Devin has done in her life. I don't know how many guys she slept with, but I do know this. It's a hell of a lot. And I know she's probably done some really fucked up things with some dudes, right? She doesn't have to tell me this explicitly, but I know she has. Look at her body, right? And again, women who are even half decent looking, they get looks. Dude, she gets looked at everywhere we go, and she's with me, right? Dudes and women are still looking at her. Imagine when she was single, right? Imagine what she got up to when she didn't have Donovan Sharpe as her boyfriend. Oh my God. Yeah. But it is what it is. You got to charge. Listen, what I don't know can't hurt me, right? Listen, Devin may very well have done. Well, actually, you know what? Danny Arnold in the chat says, you're a porn star now, Donovan. So yes, I now know that Devin has done at least one porn film that I know of. I happen to be in that. I happen to be in the film with her. But all jokes aside, listen, you never ever know what your girl did before you. Guys, it is no use trying to figure it out. Whatever it was, charge it to the game. It's better that you don't know. It's better that you don't know, guys, because you'll never, ever, ever know. All right, let us go back to the phone lines. Let us go to, this is my man, Big Brandon. Big Brandon, what's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing much, boss man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just sitting here talking about my fledgling career as a porn star.
I mean, I'm really proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Talk show host, Red Pill aware. So I guess you have, what's your porn name? The Red Sword or the Red Pill?
Oh shit, man! What would my porn name be? Wow, that's a good. You know what? That's a good. Yeah, I've got to think about that. My porn name has got to be Donovan. It's got to be Donovan.
Okay, yeah, Donovan is Sharpe. Okay, yeah.
There it is.
Definitely.
There it is.
So we were, when I was bouncing back in the day, and that's not too long ago, we were at the front door, and me and the other bouncers used to ask, which one could you see yourself with?
Okay.
A porn star or a prostitute?
Woo!
Right?
Wow.
And the majority of guys said porn star.
Okay.
And I was like, a prostitute. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, because you can only assume what that bitch is doing behind closed doors.
That's right.
With a porn star, you can hit pause.
You see all of it.
So,
like, at least with prostitutes, right? At least she can tell, hey, listen, Donovan, I used to be a prostitute.
Okay, that's all right. You're a prostitute.
At that point, she can tell me, listen, Donovan, I was a prostitute. Every one of my clients had a 2-inch dick. None of them really fucked me good. I just did it for the money. Okay, I know she's lying to me, but guess what? I can internalize that. You're never ever going to know. So right. I agree with you totally. Prostitute is greater than porn star in terms of sex trade, because you never know what happened with prostitutes. If she is a fucking porn star, if you want to know what her notch count is, shit, just type the shit in. Okay, there's 1, 2, 25, 246. Ooh, that dude had a big dick. No, not doing that.
So my ass, I was back in the day in my blue pill sipping days in my early 20s. I was dating this stripper, and we were eating late at night, as you know, strippers do after work.
Of course, yeah.
We're at an IHOP, and she's drunk, a little bit tipsy, and I'm sitting there, and out of nowhere, a crowded IHOP full of people, she yells out, "I used to be a whore."
Wow. Was she fucked up? Was she drunk?
She was drunk, and
Oh
she
my
was like,
God.
I used to be an escort.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
looking at her, I'm like, bitch, I know. And she was like, how did you know? I'm like, we lived together. I saw some of your ads in
You're
one
a
of your photo
stripper?
albums. Yeah, like, I'm not dumb here.
Ay,
But,
ay, ay.
yeah, and I also did security on the set of Porn.
Oh, have you?
And I was sitting there with a porn star who had done the 215-man gangbang.
Oh my God! You mean where they line up? So they line up, and then
Yes.
215. Oh my
Yep.
God! Oh Jesus Christ!
Yep, I did security there, and so we're sitting there smoking weed after the whole show was done, and I'm like, so what's next? And she looked at me. She goes, well, I know husband and a family damn sure ain't it.
Shit, hell yeah! Good God!
She knew. I'm like,
Yo,
damn.
215,
But,
dude, 215. That is unbelievable, man. Oh my God, that's incredible.
She was on like this
That's
little
incredible.
weird. She was on this square box. She was on this square box, like a little pedestal thing.
Yeah.
And like it was a box. So each guy got a corner. They just went to a corner of the box and just stood over. And then
Yeah,
she
and
would
just turn her.
adjust,
Yep, just
and I'm
turn her. Yep.
Yep. And I'm
Wow.
like, what the fuck am I-
215.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yep.
Oh my God, 215. Ay ay ay. That just,
Yes, sir.
dude, that blows my mind. That blows my mind. At that point, after 215 dicks in her, dude, she's probably got so much male DNA in her. She probably grew a mustache a day later.
I just cracked up at her nonchalant attitude, and she accepted who she was. She's like, yeah.
I know a husband and kids definitely ain't it. Hey, listen, man, at least she's Listen, man, when we talk about Brie Olson and what's her name, Mia Khalifa, like, I can't stand those bitches because they're not owning what they are. Well, I used to do porn, but you need to see me as a woman. No, bitch, you made yourself an object. You made very good money off of that. But this bitch who fucked 215 guys, she's like, hey, listen, I'm a hoe. I fucked 215 guys in one day. I'm never going to get married and have kids. This is just my fate. I'm going to accept it. Listen, I'm totally on board with that, man.
Oh, and by the way, just put yourself at ease. We did not share a blunt. I'm just letting you know right now.
All right. I was about to say, man, like you had your own. All right. You probably would have cut, dude. I swear to God, if you'd have hit that blunt, bro, you probably would have had herpes.
Oh God, I probably had super herpes,
dude,
or the corona herpes.
Turbo corona AIDS gonorrhea or some crazy shit like that.
This wouldn't have been good for the heart. I know that.
But fucking hell, man.
I'm not gonna hold you, my brother. I'm gonna say as what I always say. Gentlemen in the Manosphere and every single member part in here at Club TSR, located at the top of TSR Towers.
That's right.
I thank you for your support. Like, comment, and share. Also subscribe. And donate. You got to make sure Donovan's porn career blows up.
That's right. That's right. Listen, man, I'm taking and thanks for the call, Big Brandon. Listen, man, for those of you who have the chat privileges, I want your best Donovan porn star names. Because I'm a porn star now. Like, I think I can call myself a porn star, right? I have had sex on camera. That technically makes me a porn star. There we go. I like that. Shout out to Matt Vasquez, who is now a part of the premium chat crew. Matt Vasquez actually made a really good comment. He says, quote, I knew a girl whose boyfriend posted naked pics of her while she was passed out drunk on Facebook, then allegedly shot at her parents' house. She is still with him. Listen, I keep trying to tell you, all of our detractors, oh, you guys don't know how to treat women and da-da-da. When we say things like the worse you treat women, the better they treat you, we get a bunch of shit. All we get is nothing but, oh, you're this, you're that. Guys, listen, it's true. It's fucking true. Ay. Bramblebush says the hard part is what if you were together for 2 to 3 years, she's moderately well behaved, and you loved her, you find out 3 years later it's not going to be easy. No, it's not going to be easy, but it's necessary. Listen, being red pill aware is not easy, but it's necessary. If I found out Devin had done porn, dude, I'd be the fuck up out of here. That wouldn't be easy, but guess what? I would do it. Like, just because something isn't easy doesn't mean that you don't still... No, nope. Don't give a shit. Matt Vasquez says, I'll bet she smelled like a fish market. Oh, God, 215. And, dude, you... like, they all wore condoms, right? Like, you could... I mean, they had to have all worn condoms, right? Right? Like, in these extreme 250... Oh, my God, that's... Oh, my God. Danny Arnold says that's worse than disgusting. 250 men. He says that's actually tragic. Nonstop Dre says Donovan scream. Relance Running says Donovan the Demolisher. The Lone Revolver says the Don John. I like it. I like it. There it is. Falcon RS has won the contest. Falcon RS has won the contest. My porn star name would be Don Damage. Boom. That's it. Don Damage. I love it. I love it. Don Damage. Dude, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 919. You're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Donovan. It's crazy ass X nigga. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? What you up to? Okay, I guess he... All right, well, crazy ass X nigga, give me a call. Give me a call, man. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Let us go to area code 870. Area code 870, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's good, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. My name's Darian, man. I'm calling out of San Antonio, Texas, man. I'm just out here chilling, man. I missed most of the beginning of the stream, but I saw the title. And I'm like, I got to call in on this because I had an epiphany about a couple weeks ago after watching ARC's video.
Okay.
And, he talked about how women, they don't like promiscuous dudes just as much as men don't like promiscuous women for long-term dating purposes, right? And this goes back to like what the topic is. You find out a chick used to do porn,
right?
And that was my epiphany, man. Here's my thing. I don't care what. I'll give you the backstory. I was one of them dudes. Women wasn't really checking for me when I was younger.
Right.
So I'm on this whole self-improvement thing right now, trying to self-improve so I can get better quality women and whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm at that age now. I'm 30 years old, and I've noticed that women around my age, in particular, they're looking to settle down. They've had their fun. Now they're looking to settle down. And me, on the other hand, I'm not looking for that no more. I tried it when I was younger, but that didn't go well. So now I'm trying to be promiscuous myself now.
Straight up.
And I don't have a problem with young women and to a lesser degree older women, because older women, they're probably married or whatnot. But my thing is, I told myself this. The only reason I couldn't accept the girl who, say, used to do porn or had a promiscuous past is because I haven't been promiscuous my damn self. And I feel like that's what most men's problem is, man. It's not the fact that the girl used to do porn or whatnot. It's the fact that they didn't have them type of sexual. They weren't the chosen men to do the sexual experiences with those type of chicks. So in essence, they're kind of like they want to do it themselves, and they're kind of envious of the other dudes.
Listen, Darian. No,
That's what
listen.
it is, man.
No, Darian. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is, dude. Dude, I have fucked more women than the average man. I'm not gonna sit here and brag, but I've done everything with just about. Dude, I fucked every blonde, brunette, redhead, fucking bull ring, purple hair, whatever. I fucked a lot of girls, right? If Devin told me she did porn, she'd be the fuck up out of here. And it's got nothing to do with me being, I guess, jealous or lack thereof of her sexual experience.
60 seconds.
No. The reason I'm dumping her is because she did fucking porn. And it's not, and here's the thing. Just like I said, I know that Devin has done unspeakable things. I don't know this for sure, but you can only assume with a woman who looks like that, and every woman in our culture, she's done unspeakable things. But out of sight, out of mind. That's how this goes. The reason why men go absolutely apeshit when they see their woman did porn is for exactly the same reason that Will in Jacksonville said. He's like, look, dude, not only is it the embarrassment aspect, dude, it is also the fact that she's getting fucked on camera by a man whose dick is a lot bigger than yours, especially gangbangs. Dude, gangbangs to women feel absolutely unbelievable because their holes are being filled all around. Like, that's how this goes. It doesn't have anything to do.
10
and
seconds.
I don't know that Alan Roger Curry and I are lockstep on most things. But and I'm not saying that ARC did this, but if Alan Roger Curry contends that women don't like men who used to be sexually promiscuous, just like men don't like women who are sexually promiscuous, I'm going to respectfully disagree with him on that. Because sexual attraction is asymmetrical. It is not symmetrical. The things that make us attractive to women are not the things that make them attractive to us. So if a man finds that, obviously, the more promiscuous a woman is perceived to have been, the less interest that man will have for that woman, high-value man. Well, if a girl finds out that a guy used to be a porn star or he's fucked 600 women, that's not a deal breaker for her. Oh, no. If anything, she's turned on. Now, she might be hesitant to marry the guy because she doesn't think that he'll be faithful, but a woman will never ever be turned off or repulsed by a man who has done porn or who has fucked a lot of women like a man would be repulsed by a woman who's done porn. So, and I haven't watched that video of ARC. If Alan Roger Curry says that women don't like promiscuous men, if that's what he said, I'll respectfully disagree. Because, again, sexual attraction is not symmetrical. It never has been and never will be. I've got a few more callers to get to. If you are not in the phone queue, if you're in the phone queue, if you're on the phone queue, you are going to get on the show. You do not have to worry. I'm going to take a quick commercial break so that I can drain the main vein. But on the other side, we're going to continue this conversation. Area code 512. You're going to be next on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Gentlemen, if you want the blueprint on how to mold and shape a woman into exactly what you want and need, you need to get your hands on my 7-hour 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. This is 7 hours of rock-solid intel on how to build a female brick by brick into the kind of woman you want and need. Part 1 deals with the vetting process. I teach you how to select the right candidate by telling you what to look for and, more importantly, what not to look for in a woman. Part 2 deals with the training process. I take you step by step through the procedures that prepare a female for what it's like to be in a relationship with a man like you. I educate you on setting the tone early in order to reduce and possibly eliminate any and all behaviors that could potentially cause trouble in your relationship down the road. In Part 3, I instruct you on how to set and enforce boundaries and expectations. I teach you how to be direct when communicating your expectations in such a way that leaves nothing to interpretation. Part 4 will cover the sexual side of your relationship, how to dominate her sexually, and how you can make yourself unforgettable to her even if you're not the most well-endowed lover she's ever been with, will be discussed extensively. I will also teach you the ins and outs of deep conversion game, which is the art of verbally and physically dominating her body, her mind, and her soul. And finally, Part 5 will teach you how not to sabotage your relationship, how to maintain it, and what to do on the off chance that your woman gets out of line or out of pocket. Now, it's very important for you guys to understand that this course is based on personal experience. I'm not giving you guys hypotheticals or theories. These are techniques I use in my own relationship to this day, and anyone who follows me has seen that my techniques work and work well. Now, this isn't a cheat code or a magic bullet either, guys. This course isn't a turn her into the woman you've always wanted using this one weird trick, or how to make any woman your sexy, submissive sex slave with these 3 magical phrases. No. That's not what this is. So if that's what you're looking for, keep your money. To train a woman to look, act, and submit like a woman should takes time, hard work, consistency, and maintenance. If you are willing to put in the work, go to donovansharpe.com/courses to get your hands on the only relationship guide that actually works by the only man who has shown that it works. Again, that's donovansharpe.com/courses. The link is in the description. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I appreciate that. There we go. You are watching the 566th edition of TSR Live. It is Tuesday, March 3rd. It's hard to believe it's already March. Man, oh man. This year is going by very, very quickly. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. 914-205-5356. I'm actually going to remove the call-in number because I am unable to take phone calls from here on out. Area code 512. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Area code 512. Area code 512 going once. Area code 512
Can you
going
hear me?
twice. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, shoot, my bad. Hey, it's Kumar. It's Kumar from Texas, bro. How you doing, Mr. Sharpe?
What's up, Kumar? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. So would I be able to ask a question about females in general, or does it have to be about the porn thing?
No. You can ask a question off topic. That's fine.
Okay, so like, I'm about to go active duty soon. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the reserves and stuff.
Okay.
And my thing is, like I said in the previous chats, I got the body of a Chad, but my confidence is like still that of a nerd.
Okay.
But it's like even when I get my confidence up, how do I get out of that mentality of just finding females disgusting? Because right now I just find them all disgusting.
Yeah, that's going to have to be something that you're going to have to be, I don't want to say okay with, but what you're going to have to do at some point is that you're going to have to realize that females are neither good nor bad. They just are. And yes, females are disgusting. They absolutely are. But you're going to have to understand that you are, I mean, listen, you're heterosexual and you're going to want to have sex with women, right? So, I mean, listen, you have to accept women for who they are, but by the same token, I mean, you're going to have to accept the ugly truth. You're just going to understand, listen, I think that these women are disgusting for whatever reason, but if you want to get your dick wet, you're going to have to put up with it. That isn't to say that you should just put up with anything from any old woman, but it's good that, and this is actually sort of a good thing to sort of have in your mind, right? You have to understand like who and what women really are. Only then, like when you come to accept who women really are, there is a little bit of a phase where, not necessarily an anger phase, but just like, dude, I am not trying to fuck with women. They're fucking disgusting. But eventually you will break out of that. There's no doubt in my mind. And here's another thing. If you've got the body of a Chad, women are going to give you their best. So I don't think you have anything to worry about there. Just let a little bit of time go by. You're about to go active duty. You're about to see the world. When you travel the world, you'll see that women are not as disgusting around the world as they are in America. There are disgusting women in all parts of the world. But American women, dude, we have absolutely the worst. We have absolutely the worst women. So I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised when you do go overseas as active duty. So thanks for the call, Kumar in Texas. Appreciate that. Let's go to area code 817. Area code 817. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Mr. Sharpe. This is Kenneth in Fort Worth.
Ken, Fort Worth. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, sir. Hey, you were talking earlier about Devin.
Yep.
And you were saying, between 6 and 7 is more of relationship material than the 9s and 10s.
Sure.
And, I was just thinking about how much of that is expressed in our cultural understanding of just what is true. Everybody knows you take Ginger home to fuck her and you marry Mary Ann.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And what a lot of other people don't realize is, these 9 and 10 porn stars, when they walk out of that studio and take it all off, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't even know if they get to the 6 or 7 range.
Yeah, because they're so and if you have the body of a porn star, and listen, I don't know anything about porn, but my guess is that if you have like a 10 body, super flat stomach, big fake perky tits, perfect ass, and all this other kind of stuff, my guess is that they can probably just cake on a bunch of makeup, or they can just make sure your face is off camera. But if your body, as a woman, if your body is tight enough, any woman can really be a porn star. Then you take off that makeup, and you're like, oh shit, wait a minute. Listen, I'm glad he fucked her doggy style.
Yeah,
right?
And one of the things I really like in life is African proverbs. I just wanted to throw this one out about the idea of trying to relationship up these 9 and 10 girls that are the belle of the ball in any room they walk into, as opposed to the more girl next door 6 and 7s, which I would put my wife in that category.
Right.
There's an Ethiopian proverb that says, "One who plants grapes by the roadside and one who marries a pretty woman share the same problem."
Oh, wow.
And that problem is going to be that every single man that walks by what you have is going to try to pick it for themselves.
That's right.
And you can live with that your whole life, or you can just be happy with your vineyard that's in your yard,
man.
kind of in your space and stays with you, or you can be dealing with that your whole life.
I totally agree. And just to sort of piggyback off what you're saying, this isn't to say that men don't hit on 6s and 7s, because men hit on Devin all the time, right? But and I think I understand what you're saying, is if you don't want the headache, like, dudes are going to hit on your girl no matter what. Like, they're just going to do that. They're men. I've hit on girls, blah, 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 blah. But if you want to deal with less of it, you can't be dating 8s, 9s, and 10s, because I'll tell you something, Kenneth. No matter how faithful a woman is, no matter how much she loves her boyfriend or husband, there is someone out there who's going to have higher perceived value than you do. And if they make enough passes at her, eventually she's going to get weak and she's going to cheat. I'll give you the last word, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I tell you something. I haven't called in very many times. I'm 50 years old, married 20, right? I had the red pill about 6 months now, listening to you since about September.
Okay.
And as I'm trying to get my situation in order, and I'm trying to get me and my wife are both overweight. We're the 20-year-old frumpy couple, right?
Sure,
just straight
right.
up. As I try to, but I know for a fact that my wife, if she lost all the weight that she has, would be a smoking hot cougar. And one of the fears that I have, and the reason why I'm going to have to keep listening to you and probably keep calling in from time to time, is, if getting through, if I'm a success at this and we can get into a better marriage and a better relationship, and we can get it back into the gym and we can lose weight, at some point, she will reach a level where I'm going to have to keep her in pocket, and I'm not used to doing that.
Ooh, yeah, man. It always helps to have that attitude from the start. But what I can tell you is that as she's hitting the gym and losing weight, because you're 50, you've been married for 20. How old is your wife?
Well, I probably didn't do it the right way. She's a little older. She's 53.
Okay, well, let's say she were 43, right? Let's say she were 33. If your wife were 10 years younger than you at 40 years old, you guys are both a little overweight. If you guys lose weight, guess what, Kenneth? Your sexual market value, it skyrockets, right? Her sexual market value is also going to go up, which means that you're going to have to keep her in pocket. But as long as you're raising her value while she's raising her value, that makes keeping her in pocket a lot easier. Perfect example. When I moved out, when Dev and I moved out here, she was making, I had a shitload of money saved up, but Dev was making more money than me, right? Now I always ran the household, but I said, listen, man, it's time to get on my grind. I built this thing up to where it is. Now, guess what? I make a shit ton more money than she does, right? Even though she still looks the same, she's still attractive and all this other kind of stuff, my value continued to go up. And by the way, her value has increased since we moved in together. She dresses more feminine. She's obviously in much better shape. Her legs are shapely, her ass looks good. Everything about her looks just a little bit better than when we met, because I will not let her sexual market value dip. Well, just like you said, just like I said earlier, as long as you're raising her value when she's raising her value, keeping her in pocket and keeping that hypergamy in check will be a lot easier. This isn't to say that she will never exercise hypergamy, but if you're as a 50-year-old man, you are equivalent. As a 50-year-old, I think you're equivalent to about a 28-year-old woman. You're not even close to the wall. Your wife is now, she's 53, so your wife is 20. Dude, your wife's almost a quarter century past the wall. Doesn't matter how high she raises her sexual market value, it's never going to be higher than yours.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the call, Kenneth in Fort Worth. Let's go to area code 613. Area code 613, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bradley, Ottawa, Ontario.
Bradley in Ottawa. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, Donovan. Donovan, since we're talking about porn, I think what I've realized is that, like, if you go on any porn site, it's the same girl, it's the same looking girl next door, it's the same looking Devins, it's the same looking bodies, it's the same looking everything.
Yeah, right.
I guess what I'm frustrated or trying to find out is, if every average type of looking girl is doing this, how can I fully trust one in a relationship if she says, "Oh, I've never done this, I've never done that"? Because I think in our society is that like in our society every girl puts this innocent facade. How do you break that molder of that innocent facade and then you let out her inner slut and you fuck her like a porn star, your own personal porn star every night.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's I think what you're trying to ask is that because if a girl comes out and just says to you unprovoked, "Hey, I've never done porn." Wait a minute. What the fuck would you tell me you've never done porn before? But you can never ever trust women. Let's go ahead and get that straight, Bradley. Understand? You listen. I know Devin loves me, right? But like I said earlier, I don't trust her as far as I can fucking throw her, dude. I do not trust her. Never have, never will. That's just how it goes. As a man with red pill awareness, you cannot trust your woman. You can trust your woman to be a woman. That being said, if you don't want to know the answers, don't ask the questions. So many men, Bradley, make the egregious mistake of asking their women, "How many guys have you slept with? Did you fuck this guy? What have you done? Blah 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 blah." And listen, sometimes girls are never 100% honest, but even when they're a little bit honest, you're always blown away. How many guys have you slept with? Well, 10. 10? What the fuck? It's probably closer to 110, but you get the idea. So the short answer to your question, Bradley, is that you're never, ever going to be able to trust women. The only thing you can do, the only person you can control is you. And again, this is red pill porn, and it's a red pill cliche. Keep your value as high as possible. Use red pill game on her, and you'll keep her hypergamy, at least in the short term, in check. Hypergamy is impossible to completely corral. If a woman can get sexual attention from men outside of you, hypergamy is always in play. All you can do is keep your value as high as possible to reduce the odds of you getting got. I'll give you the last word, Brad.
Yeah, Donovan, it's the absolute truth. And even the girl that I'm currently dating, it's like she always tells me things that like she would do and things that like she kind of wants to do. But yeah, I mean, just watching sports my whole life, girls are like sports athletes a little bit. It's like they don't tell everything to the media, and then they always tell everything to their friends.
That makes
and like
sense.
even like and it's like my girlfriend. She trusts her girlfriend more than she trusts me.
Of course she does.
And I don't take that as a personal shot.
No.
Yeah, I don't take that as like a personal shot and like, she's disrespecting me. That's just women in general.
Sure.
They're gonna trust their friends more than they trust their boyfriend.
Of course.
But I mean, and I've had to learn this, and I learned it the hard way one time. But it's the way women are. It's the way things are. What can you do about it? You just gotta go with it. Learn the red pill, and stay on the ground every day, man. Thanks for everything, Donovan.
Thanks for the call, Bradley in Ottawa. Very, very good call. Let's go to area code 973. Area code 973. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Greg from New York and New Jersey.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? Hey, man, look, it's just, what you're talking about, it's just the solution. It's not a solution, but I guess it's a brand new world. That's all I'm going to say. And we have to adapt to it. It's just another adaptation. For example, I probably had a fucking crystal ball because I knew she was going to do porn. But I knew this Filipina chick, and when I was in community college, and what happened was, I was not Greg from New Jersey, I was Greg the Simp.
Okay.
So, I was a beta at that point, but I knew something was up. I was like, she looks too good. She looks too good to be going, to be here at school. Right. And she's like stupid smart. But lo and behold, 4 years later, I get a text from her talking about her OnlyFans. I'm like, I knew this was going to happen.
Damn.
And lo and behold, like I've seen it. I've seen everything, and I'm just like, yeah, I knew she was gonna do. I know she was gonna do this. It was a matter of time. She's a dancer now. She does this. She does that. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
10, 20 years later, it's like I'm not gonna do shit. Just let me know when you want me in that fucking video. That's all I want to know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
If you want to do a porn, like, give me a call,
it.
right? Like, I'll say lights, camera, action. Fuck that. I ain't mad at you.
That's it, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's it.
Greg in New York, New Jersey, appreciate the call. Let's go to area code 347. Area code 347. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, area code 347 is not there. Let's go to area code 518. Area code 518, you're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey Donovan, this is B from New York.
Hey, New York, how you
First,
doing?
I got some bad news.
Uh-oh.
Q600 is in a racetrack. She actually did 500 guys.
Wait,
actually,
say
I
that
think it was
again?
600.
Wait,
There
what?
was a movie back in the day called X Videos. Has this thing called Houston 500 where she did 500 guys.
Oh
I think it was more like six and change.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Dude, I was surprised you guys were surprised at 250.
Oh my God! 500 guys in what? Like 500 dudes at the just one after the other.
More than 500. I think she broke her record at the thing breaking a record.
Wow! Wow! That is, dude. That's unbelievable to me. That is unbelievable.
But I do have a quick question because
Sure.
I was just watching your last show. What if someone dug up Meghan Markle on the back page? Do you think Harry would do something?
Yes, absolutely. If someone dug up Meghan Markle on Backpage and it were to get out, then yeah, absolutely. Prince Harry would. That would be the only way. That would be the only way that Prince Harry would have a public divorce with Meghan Markle is if something sexually disparaging comes out about her. And it would have to be really sexually disparaging because she actually dated a porn star at one time, right? That's not enough to make Prince Harry cringe and run for the hills. But if somebody
so the
finds
Queen
her,
has to have some dirt on her.
Say what now?
The Queen would definitely have to have that dirt on her.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, dude. Of course. Listen, man. The Queen, his brother, they probably did all sorts of digging, and they have bottomless resources, right? If there was something about Meghan Markle that she was trying to keep from the public, trust me, the aristocracy, the royal family would certainly have found it. But if there's something out there that even we're not aware of, like if they found her on Backpage or found out that she did like amateur porn, yeah, that would be the end. That would absolutely be the end.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too, man. Be in New York with the call. I appreciate that. Got a few more phone calls. A few more calls here. Let's go to area code 560. I'm sorry, area code 650. Area code 650. You're on live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good day, Jonathan. It's AJ out in San Francisco calling. How's it going?
Doing
Yourself?
good, man.
Great. Yeah, what that last caller said makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, a movie is ultimately distilled down to final takes. So there were probably
Right.
a bunch of extra scenes that were all funneled into the final. So definitely was a lot more than they made the final cut, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I know that you already awarded the winner for your porn name, but I thought as a follow-up, Sharpe Stream could double as a nickname for your money shot.
The Sharpe Stream. Sharpe
Yeah.
Stream. You ready for the Sharpe Stream, bitch?
Yeah, the jokes just write themselves sometimes, right?
Oh, I tell you what, man.
So anyways,
That's funny.
Yeah. The substance of my call, I had a question about today's Reddit post as compared to an episode you did a while back about Jenna Presley and Pastor Rich.
Okay. So what's up, man?
Yeah, which happened to be one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I noticed in Jenna's handling of the situation, part of her charade was to act very remorseful,
Yes.
as if she was a better person and past her past, and as a result, a higher value woman. Whereas this lady portrayed in the Reddit post, she's act shameless, says it's not a big deal, and her boyfriend seemed especially put off by that. And I feel
Right.
like that was a big part of why he acted as such.
I would agree.
So what I'm wondering is...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is if the girl was a bit more prepared for this realization, if she played it off like Jenna, Jenna, obviously professional porn star, very well prepared to explain this sort of thing.
Of course.
But in her case, if she had played it off as if she was remorseful and trying to get past it and is trying to be better, do you think her boyfriend might have been more willing to stay?
Yeah, the answer is, because here's the thing, and the reason I'm gonna say yes, I think her boyfriend, I'm not gonna say that he would stay, but he would have been a little more hesitant to break up with her because he had two posts. Hey, I found out my girlfriend did porn and I don't know what to do. So right there, you can tell that he's looking for a reason to stick around. And if his girlfriend had been at least remorseful, as a woman, you got to take your lumps, right? Like, you can't sit there and say, well, wait a minute, you're overreacting to the fact that I got fucked on camera for money by multiple guys. You're overreacting. Dude, she didn't do herself any favor. So, yeah, if she had been remorseful and said, listen, it was a dark time in my life, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that he would have that he would have stayed with her, but I think that she could have made a better case if she were a little bit more remorseful. I think remorsefulness, I think that's sort of the universal cure. Even if you find out some shit that you're, like, let's say your girlfriend outside of cheating did some fucked up shit to you, right? If she's remorseful, that makes it a little less painful. You might still dump her, but I think you'd think a little bit longer if she at least pretended to be sorry.
I'm absolutely with you 100%. I think it might change a little bit in his perception, but maybe not, a game changer. Anyways, just to cap things off, you're mentioning red pill music and all that, and I wanted to give a suggestion to all the listeners out there.
Sure.
A West Coast classic, Explosive, which is on Dr. J's 2001 album.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Oh, yeah. She gave your boy the head and said, don't let nobody
red,
know.
Red pill to the core on that track. So
dude,
definitely
up. Explosive. That's spelled with an X,
for tracks of that nature.
AJ in San Francisco dropping that red pill truth. Appreciate the call. Let's go to area code 754. Area code 754. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jose from Florida.
Hey, Jose in Florida. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment real quick. That guy with the Reddit post, the moment she said, no anal, that's indicative of a sign of a woman making rules for betas, but they'll break the rules for the alpha.
That's right.
So that's what I wanted to share. I just wanted to share that comment because the next time a woman says, oh, well, she can't do it or whatever, that's when you start looking for another one to replace her.
Totally agree.
It's the beginning of the end.
Because that every girl has done everything with everybody. She has, right? I've never done anal before. It's so weird. All you have to do is look at a girl. Like if you've had enough experience with women, just look at the way they walk, the way they act, the way they fuck, the way they move. And a girl tells you, I've never done anal before. Oh, get the fuck out of here. You've absolutely taken it up absolutely taken it up the poop chute.
Not only that, why would I want a woman around who's not giving me her best, not to please me,
right.
Even if it's at her expense, not to make me happy.
Right.
So yeah, I appreciate the stuff that you're putting out, the information you're putting out, and thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. Jose in Florida. Appreciate you checking in. Area code 404. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on with your brother Donovan? It's your boy Brandon from Godby Road there.
Brandon and Godby Road. Oh, shit. Watch out.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Man, I'm going to tell you something. It's funny listening to these cats talk about that, but I'm going to tell you, it's a little story. It comes back into this saying, man. Back in the day, man, I'm from the 90s.
Okay.
And back in the day, I went to the club, man. Chick was up in the club, but she had a boyfriend with her. Boyfriend all cuffed up on her, loving her, all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm a fairly attractive dude. You know what I mean? I'm 6'4". You know what I mean? Good. It ain't hard for me to get women.
Right. I got you.
Chick, I'm going to the restroom. Chick followed me over there, and you know how we used to do back in the 90s, man. Chick come up in there, man, and we didn't have the dude in there, the guy out there with the cologne and all. Nothing was in there.
Yeah, right.
And it's the dog.
Right.
Stall, man. Chalk. Chick started serving me in the stall, right?
Right.
It was crazy. We come up out of that situation. I go over there with my homeboys, like, yo, it's crazy. She go kiss this dude smack dab in the mouth.
Oh no!
Hey, dude, I can tell you what was it. Kissing the dude smack dab in the mouth, and he just so, because he thinks she just own him like that, man. This is the lesson I'm giving, man. Don't trust it. The minute you start trusting a woman or thinking a woman is going to be just so committed and devoted to you is when you start going downhill full speed on a razor blade into a full alcohol.
God.
You just asking for troubles, man.
Bruh. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
God.
And as far as dating a woman, talking about dating a woman who's a porn star, no, you do not date a woman who's a porn star.
No.
If your chick did a flick, here's what you do. You fuck her. You screw her. You bang her.
That's it.
Yeah, but you don't ever commit. Doing that, doing something that stupid is like giving a person who have bad spending habits your credit card. You just asking for a problem, dude. Why would you do that?
Dude, listen, these dudes out here, man. Dude, Brandon on Godby Road, thanks for the call. So, this is unbelievable. So, he has witnessed him and one of his homeboys, a girl meeting him in the bathroom at the club, gave him some edge, sucked him off, right? Went back out to the dance floor, went back out to her boyfriend, kissing him all on the mouth. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable, man. Oh my God. I swear to God, man, these women out here are trifling. They are trifling. Last call of the day, area code 336. You're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Donovan, this is TJ from High Point.
TJ in High Point. How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Just thinking about the topic and everything, and, just about whether or not you should get a porn star. It just had me thinking about my own situation and everything. Not just to act like I am king dingling, slinging, just out here slaying women.
Sure.
I would say I'm average.
Okay.
To be quite honest.
Okay.
But and it's just maybe my thing, but just about every woman that I've slept with, I have been able to film with my phone.
Wow.
And then this topic just kind of got me thinking. Like if they're willing to let me do it, and that's kind of the red pill. I told you previously, I've been privy to the red pill for almost a year now. And it's something that you said, but it seems that arousal seems to be the key.
Yes. Yes.
If a chick is truly aroused by you, she will literally do anything for you.
That's right. That's right. And she'll let you do anything to her.
To her, yeah. But I just want to throw that out there just based on the topic and everything like that. Just, wondering how many other guys she's let do this.
Oh, dude. Listen, if she's let one person do it, and thanks for the call, TJ in High Point. If she's let one dude do it, she's let a lot of dudes do it. Now, I have said before that anal sex is something that's reserved for the men that she is really aroused by. There are some girls that are sexually attracted to some men, but there are different levels of sexual attractiveness, right? Most girls are sexually attracted to guys, they just give them the pussy, right? If they're really sexually attracted to him, they'll suck his dick. If they are so sexually attracted to this guy that she would have his fucking babies, he gets access to all three holes. That's how that works. Excellent show today. A very, very good show today. Big thanks goes out to Merciless6 and I Bramblebush with their $5 and $5 super chats, respectively. I Bramblebush a couple of $5 super chats. Shout out to my callers, Kevin in Brooklyn, Ron in Chicago, Mr. Pirate Brain, Jay in New York, Charles in Adelphi, Maryland, William in Chicago, Will in Jacksonville, MT2, Big Brandon, Darian in San Antonio, Kumar in Texas, Kenneth in Fort Worth, Bradley in Ottawa, Greg in New York, New Jersey, B from New York, AJ in San Francisco, Jose in Florida, Brandon on Godby Road, and TJ in High Point. Thank you all for calling, and we'll see you tomorrow.